Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Gillis. I am the sports editor for the Post. We're standing alongside here with Jordan Horrobin, our football writer for the Post. We're on the field at Peden Stadium, Ohio. Just beat Kansas 42-30 today. It was Parents' Weekend. It was a packed crowd. Ohio played really well. Started out hot, kind of coasted into the final couple quarters. Really played well for the first three quarters on defense. Jordan, what did you see out there?
Well, just sort of like we talked about with the Facebook Live, I'll just start it off with Nathan Rourke getting his first FBS start today, and he led the team down to 3 scoring drives to start off the game. They took an 18-0 lead. Kind of had we didn't talk about this at all, but the fun 2-point conversion play.
Yeah, I surprisingly missed that. Yeah,
the long snapper Jake Hale.
Yeah, so Jake Hale actually caught that. So Jake Hale snapped it to Farkas, the long snapper. They were in kind of like a swinging gate field goal formation, and Farkas
flipped it to him. Farkas has always had a nice spiral in practice.
It's funny. So this is back-to-back weeks now where Farkas had a first down on a punt last week against Purdue on a fake punt. He realized nobody was home, so he just took off and got like 14 yards on a punt. Mm-hmm. And then he threw for a two-point conversion. So next week I'd assume he'll run for a touchdown.
Yeah, so not terribly important to the game, but just needed a quick shout out there.
It was
said anything about that.
Punters are people too.
They are.
Punters are people too.
But yeah, so other than that, I mean the offense, really the most impressive stanza, I guess, for them was the third quarter.
Yeah.
With 77 rushing yards on 17 carries. They really committed to the run game after it was sort of up and down in the first half. They had, I don't know if you knew this, they had -6 yards rushing in the second quarter. Not great. But turned it around and put up 14 points in the third quarter. Had the ball for 11.5 of the 15 minutes and just kind of suffocated Kansas at that point, and by then sort of just coasted to a win.
Yeah, and it was Nathan Rourke's first career FBS college start. He got the start over Quentin Maxwell. Ohio coaches were really hush-hush about this. Nathan Rourke said that during the week they actually told him, so they actually did a pretty good job of keeping that quiet. Because we kept asking.
I mean, they weren't going to say it.
They weren't going to say it, obviously.
It was pretty obvious that is what should have been happening.
Yeah,
anyway,
and Nathan Rourke, he went 11-16 for 152 yards passing with 2 touchdowns on the day. Also rushed for a touchdown, and he got his head ripped off. So it was a pretty interesting day for Nathan Rourke.
Yep.
It was what I'm referring to right there on that other side of the field. It was third and long, and he got sacked. And actually, his face mask got ripped just clean off his head. And then he had to come out of the game, but because it was a face mask penalty, you normally don't have to do that. Well, we found out later that his face mask was actually dented, so he couldn't physically put on his helmet. So that's why he was out. But otherwise, he's okay, and everything's okay with that.
And with Maxwell, I mean, you look at sort of a tale of two styles of play there. He was 5 of 6 for 102 yards and a touchdown, but the one incompletion was a completion to the defense.
Yeah.
Interception in the end zone when he was filling in for Rourke because of the dented face mask. So I'm sure he didn't feel too good about that, and probably a bit of a knock to his confidence. But at the same time, he was otherwise really good. That one drive that he led, the 91-yard drive, led them down to a touchdown. He was 4 for 4, 87 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So,
and he had the one big play to Brandon Cope. I think it was 56 yards.
Yeah,
a big bomb.
Yeah, 56 or 58.
Something like that. Yeah.
We don't have all the
semantics
numbers, memorized, unfortunately. And then when he was in, and it was a 2-score game, I think it was sort of a mop-up duty with 5.5 minutes left. There's that play on third down that we thought for sure they were just going to go safe and run.
I actually said before the play starts, I'd bet $1 million that it's a run here.
Yeah, so
and
Gillis owes me $1 million because it was a read option, and he made a nice throw over the middle to, I believe, Andrew Meyer.
Long story short, I won't be here on Monday. Jordan will probably. If you don't hear from me, you know exactly what happened.
I don't take these things lightly. So.
Where's whoa, there's a bee. That's not good.
It's a wasp. But anyways,
we're too late to start it over.
So Quentin Poling had a great day on defense. And I think our friend Andrew Gillis can talk about that because he wrote about it.
Yeah, so Quentin Poling did not take 1 rep at practice this week. He did not take one conditioning rep.
He also didn't have to run as punishment when the rest of the team ran.
Fair. He didn't have to do anything the entire week, but I'm not going to phrase that as he didn't have to. He couldn't. He had an injured hip, and Coach Frank Solich, after the game at Purdue last week, said it's probably going to be an injury that keeps him out a game or two. So we're thinking the entire week, Chad Moore will probably play, and then it kind of came, Moore might not play either, and we didn't know today, but we didn't know until today, but Cody Grillo didn't play. So Ohio had 2 linebackers out. Quentin Poling wasn't supposed to play. He was what we got told by Coach Solich and Quentin, literally a game time decision. So I guess it was literally, how do you feel after warm-ups? We're gonna test it out. We're gonna run out of the tunnel, and as long as you're fine when you run out of the tunnel, you're gonna play. And not only did Quentin Poling play, he had 9 tackles. He led the team in tackles. They ran kind of a weird defense today. Normally they run a 4-3 and they kick Chad Moore out into the slot to defend against a lot of spread teams. They didn't do that. Instead of relying on one of the guys who maybe hasn't played in a while, they put in Tyler Gullett as the third safety. So they had 3 safeties on the field, 2 linebackers, and Gullett kind of played that rover position, if you will. He played that slot receiver, and then whenever it was a heavy running situation, they just moved Gullett into the box in a 4-3. But the defense hung in. Kansas had 228 yards in the fourth quarter. That surpassed their first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And then
it was more of a controlling the game mode at that point.
Yeah,
obviously
Ohio had dropped back
with the touchdown as time expired is evidence of the fact that the defense was really allowing some plays to happen.
It probably should have been 42 to 24 actually. Right. Kansas scored on that final play. I didn't think that was a catch. Yeah, they threw a long pass of 30-some yards, caught it at the 2, but they ran a play so quick that they were able to get the snap on.
And why challenge?
Why challenge? With 10 seconds left, you just want to get out of here, and so did we. I thought the defense played pretty well for having so many injuries, with Grilio out, with Moore out.
A bunch of sacks too.
They had 5 sacks today.
Trent
4
Smart,
more.
I think, had 2 of them.
Trent Smart had a sack and a half. They gave it to Cleon Aloisi. So Aloisi and Smart finished with a sack and a half. Javon Hagan and Jalen Fox finished with 8 tackles. It was a pretty solid day, I would say. Yeah. First time a Big 12 team won.
First time, home win. Let's phrase this from the Ohio perspective.
Yeah.
First home win for Ohio against a Big 12 opponent.
Exactly. Kansas keeps on its 42-game losing streak now on the road. They haven't won since September 2009 when?
I Got a Feeling was the top song on Billboard. Black Eyed Peas. You guys don't remember that song? Gillis is good at singing it.
You know what? I'm not. But
off camera, he was good.
I got a feeling that this video is over.
Oh boy.
Ohio wins 42-30. That's all from us here at Peden Stadium. We'll be in action next week in Ypsilanti. Read more at the Post, and we'll be ready to go.
Yep. See you guys.